You've got 1 minute to plan a 2 minute talk about a person you know who is very popular. Most students freeze. They stare at the cue card, they scribble random words, and then they start talking and run out of things to say after 45 seconds.
First, a lot of people, terrifying for a lot of people.
It really is. But here's the thing, by the end of this episode, you'll have a foolproof planning method that worked for any part two topic. And you'll hear exactly what a Band Aid answer sounds like, word for word.
And wait, using a real cue card from the current exam, right?
Exactly. You are hearing one of the actual topics being used right now. So if you get this in your test, you're welcome.
Let's do this.
So, quick intro for anyone new. I'm Anthony, this is Felicity, and this is episode 4. We're kicking off our part 2 long-term mastery series.
Part 2 is where you get a cue card, you have 1 minute to prepare, and then you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes without stopping.
Right, and the examiner will stop you at 2 minutes, so you don't need to worry about going over, but you do need to fill that time.
What happens if you finish too early?
That's a problem. If you only speak for 45 seconds or a minute, you're not giving the examiner enough language to assess. You need to aim for at least a minute 45. Ideally, you want the examiner to stop you.
So the goal is to still be talking when they say thank you.
Exactly. That's the sweet spot. Now, here's what we're going to do today. First, I'll read you the full cue card. Then, I'll teach you my ABCD planning method. Then, I want you to pause the episode and try planning your own answer.
Okay, so listeners will actually practice.
Yes, and then you'll hear me deliver a full Band-Aid model answer. We'll break it down together, and I'll give you phrases you can steal.
Perfect. Let's see the cue card.
All right, here's the cue card. I'll read it exactly as you'd see it in the test. Describe a person you know who is very popular. You should say who this person is, where and when you usually see this person, what type of person he or she is, and explain why you think this person is very popular.
So 4 bullet points to cover.
Exactly. 3 you should say points plus 1 explain point. This is the standard part 2 structure. Most cue cards have the same format.
And you have to cover all of them.
You should try to cover all of them, yes, but here's a secret. Even if you miss one, you won't be penalized directly. The examiner is assessing your language, not ticking boxes. That said, covering all the points helps you fill the 2 minutes naturally.
Okay, so how do you plan this in just 1 minute?
This is where my ABCD method comes in. It's dead simple. A, answer the first bullet point. Who is the person?
E, background. Where and when do you see them?
C, character. What type of person are they?
D, deep reason. Why are they popular?
This is the explain part.
So A, B, C, D matches the 4 bullet points.
Exactly. And here's the key. You don't write full sentences. You write keywords, trigger words that will remind you what to say.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say I'm going to talk about my cousin Marco. Here's what I might scribble in that 1 minute. Following the ABCD format we just discussed. Marco, cousin, 28, lives Sydney. B, family gatherings, Christmas, sometimes video calls. C, energetic, funny, good listener, remembers details. D, makes everyone feel special, genuine interest.
That's it? Just keywords?
That's it. Maybe 15 to 20 words total. No sentences. The keywords are just hooks to hang your ideas on. When you see energetic, funny, good listener, you know what to say about that. You don't need to write it all out.
What if you can't think of a real person?
Great question. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. You can make someone up. The examiner has no idea if your cousin Marco exists. They're assessing your language, not fact checking your family tree.
Wait, really?
Really? We'll talk more about this in the next episode, actually. But for now, just know if you can't think of someone, invent someone. Pick a name, give them a personality, and describe them confidently. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Batman or Superman.
You mean my cousin Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, right?
Exactly. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you to pause the recording and spend 1 minute planning your answer to this cue card.
Remember, keywords only, not full sentences.
Use the ABCD method.
A, answer, who is the person?
B, background, where and when do you see them?
C, character. What type of person are they?
B, deep reason. Why are they popular?
Grab a piece of paper if you can, or just make mental notes. Pause now, take 1 minute, and come back when you're ready.
All right, welcome back. How did that feel? Did you manage to think of someone? Drop a comment and tell us who you chose. I'd love to know if you picked a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even someone you made up.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's hear the Band 8 answer.
All right. Felicity, do you want to play examiner and start me off?
All right, remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this. Don't worry if I stop you, I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
So, the person I'd like to talk about is my cousin Marco. He's 28 and he lives in Sydney, although he grew up in the same neighborhood as me, so we've known each other our whole lives. Usually see Marco at family gatherings, Christmas, Easter, the occasional birthday party. We're quite a close family, so there's usually something going on every few months. And actually, we also video call fairly regularly, maybe once a month or so just to catch up. Now, in terms of what type of person he is, I'd describe Marco as one of those naturally energetic people. He walks into a room and the energy just lifts. He's got this incredible sense of humor, not in an over the top way, but he has this knack for finding the funny side of things, which I think people really appreciate. But what really makes him stand out, I think, is that he's a genuinely good listener. And I don't just mean he stays quiet while you talk. He actually remembers things. Like you might mention something small, and then 3 months later, he'll ask you about it. And that makes people feel seen, I suppose, valued. So, why is he so popular? I think it comes down to the fact that he makes everyone feel special. It's not an act, he's just genuinely interested in people. And I think that's quite rare, actually. A lot of people are good talkers, but Marco is a good noticer, if that makes sense. He pays attention, and people respond to that.
Thank you. Wow, okay, that was really good.
Thanks. And now let's break down exactly what I did there.
So, what made that a Band 8 answer?
A few things. First, I covered all 4 bullet points naturally. I didn't just tick them off like a checklist, I wove them into a story.
Right, it didn't feel like point 1, point 2, point 3.
Exactly. That's what separates Band 6 from Band 8. Band 6 answers the questions. Band 8 tells a story that includes the answers.
What about the vocabulary?
Good catch. I use some nice collocations and phrases. Naturally energetic. He has this knack for. What really makes him stand out is. These aren't complicated words, but they're precise. They show range.
I noticed you also used some hedging language, like I suppose and if that makes sense.
Yes, that's crucial. It makes me sound like I'm thinking in real time, not reciting something I memorized. Other hedging phrases I used were, I think, you know, actually, really. These are gold for fluency.
What about grammar?
So I use a mix of tenses present simple for habits, past simple for background, present perfect for things like we've known each other our whole lives. I also threw in some complex structures without forcing them.
Like what?
Not in an over the top way, but he has this knack for finding the funny side of things, which I think people really appreciate. That relative clause at the end, which I think people appreciate, adds sophistication. But it sounds natural because it's part of the flow.
And how long was that?
About 1 minute 50. Perfect length. The examiner would have stopped me right around there, which means I didn't run out of things to say, but I also didn't ramble.
Okay, phrase bank time. These are the key phrases from that answer. We're going to say them, and I want you to repeat them out loud. Ready?
Let's go. The person I'd like to talk about is.
I describe them as.
What really makes them stand out is.
They have this natural ability to.
People are drawn to them because.
The thing I admire most is
I think it comes down to the fact that
brilliant. Those phrases work for almost any describe a person question, not just this one.
exactly. Describe a person who helped you. Describe someone you admire. Describe a person who influenced you. Same phrases, different person. That's the power of having a toolkit. Okay, one more challenge for you. I want you to pause the recording again and actually deliver your answer. Speak for 2 minutes about the person you planned earlier.
Use your ABCD notes from before.
Don't worry about being perfect. Just aim to keep talking for close to 2 minutes. Use some of the phrases we just practiced. And remember, tell a story, don't just answer bullet points.
Pause now, give your answer out loud, and come back when you're done. Seriously, pause now and have a go. This is where you lock in your learning.
Welcome back. How did that feel? Was 2 minutes easier or harder than you expected? Let us know in the comments, and if you're feeling brave, try writing your opening sentence below. We'll give feedback.
All right, let's recap the big takeaways.
Number one, use the ABCD planning method. A for answer, B for background, C for character, D for deep reason. Keywords only, no sentences.
Number 2, tell a story. Don't tick boxes. Weave the bullet points into a natural flow.
Number three, use hedging language. I think, I suppose, actually. This makes you sound natural, not robotic.
And number 4, you can describe anyone, real or imagined. The examiner assesses your language, not your facts.
If you do those four things, you're well on your way to band 7 or higher. Okay, quick favor. Drop a comment and tell us, who did you describe? Was it a friend, family member, colleague, or did you make someone up?
And if you want feedback, write your opening sentence in the comments. We'll reply with tips.
We read every single comment, seriously. It helps us know what topics to cover next.
So, what's coming in episode 5?
Oh, this one is controversial. Episode 5 is called You Can Lie to Your Examiner and Why You Should.
Wait, what?
I'm going to explain why making things up is not only allowed in IELTS speaking, but actually the smart strategy. It's one of the biggest secrets that most students don't know.
That sounds like a game changer.
It really is. So subscribe if you haven't already. We release episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll see you in episode 5.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.